somebody else for the ninth inning.
Qualls or Bastardo.
Right, without Papelbon today, we don't know that he's not available.
Curveball. Did he go? Yes, he did. Schneider was looking for the ball, and Castro's going to wind up being safe.
You think I wanted to block his ass? What the hell are you yelling at?
Bob Davidson's yelling at the Phillies dugout because I think the bench was telling him he's got to get out of the way. Uh-oh, Charlie. There he goes. Well, talking about bill of the cap to the bill of the cap. Yeah, Charlie is red hot.
That's what they call beaking it. Yeah, when he runs out like that, he is really smoking.
I haven't seen him this week in a long time.
Now they got to calm him down.
Wow. I mean, he is nose to nose with Bob Davidson. The reason he's heated is because he felt like Bob Davidson got in Brian Schneider's way.
And then he didn't like Davidson going over there and yelling at the dugout the way that he did.
Well, that's true.
That's what got him going more than anything else. He knows Jerry Lane real well. They live near each other.
Second time this year Charlie's been ejected. Ball got his hands, and they say he swung at it.
Oh.
He just said, I didn't swing.
I don't know about that.
So he's out. I don't think Gabe's too happy about that.
Doesn't appear to be.
It's going to be back-to-back strikeouts. It'll be 5 strikeouts for Hernandez. We can't even review it, because they said he swung. You can review it if it's a hit by pitch. But you can't review it.
With a check swing.
On a check swing. And that's the first time that Gabe Kapler's been thrown out of a ball game.
Getting his money's worth.
There he is. He's pointing all 4 umpires. Bacco. Oh, did he hold on? He did. Paul Bacco saying that ball hit the dirt. Coy Hill is saying that he grabbed it before it hit the dirt. Bacco's asking for help. Sam Holbrook is saying that he's out. Charlie Manuel's now going to come out. I wonder if Bacco was getting on Iasonia a little bit on a couple of those pitches from Jamie Moyer. Because he took his mask right off on that one.
They're asking him to get some help, usually. Knuckles hand it hit the dirt. Well, I understand, too, when a guy would strike out wide, you wouldn't get some help. Well, there's your help right there.
He just said he called it a strike also. And Iasonia just chucked Charlie out of this ball game.
That's the way to pitch.
Jimmy, slow roller. This is going to be a tough play. No. Oh, he missed the tag. Oh, they're saying he's out. He missed him. Ty Wigginton did not make that tag. At least it didn't look like it. But Larry Vanover calls him out, and here comes Charlie. Wheels, I think he missed him.
Didn't look like he tagged him.
I don't think he tagged him.
And he didn't point that he went out of baseline or anything.
No, he missed him. I wonder if Charlie Relaford could help on that one.
Well, they hardly ever ask him.
I doubt they will. He didn't tag him.
Yeah, here it is. It looked like Jimmy made a heck of a move here, and he never touches him, does he? No.
Nope.
No, he just tags air. Not even close.
Oh, not even close.
And Vanover never motioned that he ran out of the baseline.
Wow. Larry's not going to ask for help either on that one. There's no, I can't imagine Charlie Relaford will overturn it.
Now when a guy's two inches, 5-10 feet away, and the other guy's 85 feet away, or 80 feet away, or whatever.
Charlie's going to get thrown out from this game, I would think. I mean, he's following Vanover now.
Just said to him, "What do you want?" Okay, you got it. See, Vanover said to him, "What do you want?" Now get his money's worth.
See, here's the thing. I wonder. It's odd because he's so close to that play. How he didn't see it.
He didn't see it.
Now he's going to give Charlie Relaford an earful. Well, they missed it. Charlie's going to watch the rest of this ball game on this Father's Day from his office.
Middle in, slightly elevated. We talked about it pregame about staying out of the middle of the plate with the Nationals. And then Doan hits a 3-run home run to give him a 5-0 lead.
Well, now Guccione throws A.J. Burnett out of this ball game. He said something about that last pitch. Carlos Ruiz comes running out. Guccione ran from behind home plate out to A.J. Burnett and threw him out of the game. It's the second thing that A.J. has said. And Guccione now is chatting with Ryan Sandberg, and that's getting heated. And Sandberg's probably going to get thrown out of this ball game as well. And Sandberg is thrown out of this game. Don't forget the Phillies lost Cliff Lee early in the first game of this series, and that pressed the bullpen. And A.J. is livid. We mentioned that it was the pitch earlier to Rendon that he was upset about, but there was also pitches in the first inning that Guccione said were down that he thought were strikes. So Burnett's been ejected. Sandberg's been ejected. You figure that Sandberg was going to get ejected when he came out because he obviously was pretty heated too.
Nick Montague, the home plate umpire, just bolted towards the Phillies dugout. And Charlie Man's been tossed out of the ballgame, probably questioning that last call to Brett Carroll. Boy, this is heated stuff. Montague and Manuel were nose to nose.
And we're not done. Oh, boy.
Warning, Joe West has warned both teams. Why would you warn them? I mean, I know you have back-to-back home runs.
I have no idea. Gabe's saying, why are you warning us?
Oh, Gabe's been thrown out for the second time on this homestand. Atrocious, I see, he said.
Does he curse?
Well, I think he did a few times there.
And that was a quick.
That was
exit.
It was a quick exit, but it also is a quick warning. I know that there's obviously history with the rivalry. There was Reese's slow trot around the bases the last time the Phillies were facing the Mets.
7 infield hits this year, and he can bunt up the first base line. Ryan realizes that, runs after him, and oh, he missed him. Greg Gibson is saying he missed him. And here comes Charlie Manuel.
The home plate umpire too has a real good look at that if they want to talk about it.
Chase is going over to the grass and say, look, he ran all the way over there. He's out of the baseline.
Look at Scott Barry standing there as if to say, you want to talk to me? Feel free. And that's all Charlie's saying right now.
There's
too.
the divot.
Yeah, there's the divot. It's like, go talk to the other guy.
I believe the rule says 3 feet. He's allowed 3 feet outside the base line. I think he was more than 3 feet outside the base line. Don't you?
Yeah. I mean, we see what the divot is.
Look at Chase. Chase is still pointing to the grass. And now Charlie's pointing to the grass. Greg Gibson doesn't seem to mind.
He's saying at the point where he avoided the tag, and then maybe he made the divot after the tag.
Yeah, maybe.
Now, all he wants him to do is ask the other guy.
He's not going to ask him, though. Well, that's a big play because it puts 2 runners on with nobody out here in the top of the 8th.
Talking about Michael Bourne, what a great bunter he is, and with that speed. See, Ryan Howard's trying to get to him. Now, he misses him at that point. And there's where he makes the divot after he had gone by him. And I think that's what he was saying to him. He went around him. He was still on the baseline. Of course, Charlie got thrown out. You could hear the crowd roar there at the end. During that replay.
And now Charlie's talking to Sam Holbrook, and he's probably saying the same thing to Sam Holbrook. Chase Utley's taking up the argument with Greg Gibson. Right there is where Greg Gibson heard it up, and he threw Charlie out.
Sam Holbrook to try and get Charlie off the field.
As time was called before. Oh, now we've got Jeff Francoeur popping out of the dugout. Dan Bellino says sit down. The Mets come clamoring toward Hansel Robles. Hernandez pops out. So does Bowa, who's just been ejected from the game. And Larry Bowa is not happy with Dan Bellino. Oh, Bowa. We haven't seen Bowa this hot since back in 2004. Terry Collins is over as well. Here comes Bob Guerin, David Wright. Ryan Howard's in the middle. Just playing peacemaker. Something set the Phils off.
Quick pitch.
Yeah.
Pete just got run.
I think he got run because they warned him. They warned both benches. Man, this is the hottest I think we've ever seen Pete in the county. What we just mentioned the other day, there's just never any arguing anymore.
I think he went out to ask, and apparently he didn't get the answer he wanted.
I don't think he did.
Time to run. Nope. He went. See, there's nobody there.
I'm going to say no swing. I thought he went on that one
just
too.
talking about
Fletcher.
That was,
second base umpire.
Yeah, that was a point I was just making in the top of the inning, that's going to come into play tonight, that there's nobody down there when there's a man on base.
I think Sam Perlazzo and Charlie Manuel both saying something, and I think Charlie's just been thrown out of the ballgame.
Oh, man. That was a short fuse.
Well, I wonder if it's a carryover even from the catch.
Well, they were arguing the check swing. They want to know, hey, how can he call it from second? Well, that's what they got to do. And that was a point I was making in the top of the inning, that this could come into play at some point tonight. A little quicker than we thought.
I think Charlie has an argument, and we're assuming it's Charlie that's been thrown out of the ballgame. If not, he'd be thrown out now anyway because he's out arguing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's out. Yeah, he was thrown out of the game.
No, I didn't know if because Sam Perlazzo was arguing too, so I didn't know if it was somebody else that may have been ejected.
In the air to right field. Peterson going back to the warning track, to the wall. He leaps and it's off his glove. A fan may have interfered. Howard is on his way to third. He'll be held up there. Pence is at second. And it's second and third with nobody out. Ryan Peterson is saying a fan basically took that ball out of his glove. Here comes Joe West and the rest of the crew. This should be interesting. You are out. You go back to first.
Well, there's the interference.
Yep.
Hunter Pence gets punished.
Well, here you go, Sarge. This is part of what you were saying. How do they know Peterson was going to catch it?
Well, they don't know, but what they're doing is they're assuming, and all they're doing is looking at the fielder where you have the glove that's impeding on the playing field. And that's the way that Joe West is interpreting this play. Here it is again. Take a look at it.
The fans are definitely over the yellow line. The hat and the bare hand right there. It stops the glove from opening.
Right. Well, I thought he had it open and he was actually closing it when we looked there. I know in that particular instance there, he's not going to catch that ball, period. From where that is and the way that the glove closed, he's not going to catch that ball.
And Charlie Manuel's been thrown out of this ball game. Joe West is saying, no, I'm not going to listen to this anymore. I don't know what Charlie's saying. I don't know if he's saying that you can't assume the ball would have been caught, or can you call, if you didn't call interference right away, can you use instant replay to call interference?
Right. Well, they did.
Yeah.
Okay. And not only that, though, on this particular play, for me, umpires weren't out far enough to even be able to see that with the naked eye. And there's your instant replay right there. So when you have them, you're going to have plays that are going to be changed. And Charlie is probably saying, you're supposed to be checking to see if the ball went out of the ballpark.
Correct.
Not whether or not, you know, it's interference with a fan there. And that's Charlie's beat.
Way inside, off the glove of McCann. Up to second goes Joe Blanton. They saying that ball hit Dobbs? They are.
Dobbs didn't think it hit him.
Larry Vanover, the home plate umpire, saying dead ball. And here comes Bobby Cox.
McCann, now Dobbs didn't think it hit him either. No.
You could hear it hit the glove of McCann.
Right.
But I couldn't tell whether it hit Greg Dobbs' leg. Now, whether Larry Vanover will ask for help or not, I'm not sure.
Should ask from the third base umpire, would have the best look at it, or second. First base umpire really doesn't have a good look at it with a left-handed hitter.
Well, let's get a look at it here to see if it does. Now, Larry Vanover is going to point Joe. No, he can't point Blanton back to first.
He could. He's still got to go to second for the wild pitch.
The only thing is that Larry Vanover may say, I called dead ball.
Yep. And that,
so because now they're going to put Blanton up at second.
They got to get this right.
So will Bobby Cox then come back out and say, well, you called dead ball?
Well, he knows. Now, Charlie's still arguing. I don't know if you know they gave him second.
Well, Charlie may be arguing that Dobbs should be. He's out of the game. How about that? He must be arguing that Dobbs was awarded first, so don't change your call.
Yeah. He's also in a very foul mood today.
Well,
and that's not surprising to see that just happen. He's a little grumpy this morning.
Right. And Charlie will tell you that he doesn't try to get thrown out to fire up his ball club. If he was going to get thrown out to fire up his ball club, it would be a little bit more fire.
Yeah, and in this ballpark, the fans who are used to seeing the guy in the first base dugout go more than that.
Anything else? All right.
You happy? When are you going to score 10 runs? That's what I want to know. If I knock you out, oh, I can punch you.